In this video, we'll help you get AudioCipher set up on your Mac device. After purchase, you'll receive a downloadable zip folder, so go ahead and start by right-clicking and selecting Open with Archive Utility. In the AudioCipher folder, you'll see the installer package, as well as a README file that explains how the app works, and an AUCI file. This is a collection of audio and MIDI files that will be loaded into AudioCipher, and you can use these for your projects whether you're running AudioCipher as a standalone application or a plugin. So let's begin by double-clicking the installer package, and then just proceed through the installation process, and be sure to leave everything assigned to the default installation paths. Once the installation is successful, you can go ahead and close, grant access to the downloads folder so you can remove the installer package. So running the installation has installed AudioCipher as a standalone application, and it has also added plugin files to your audio library. This includes a VST3 file and an audio component. If you were already an AudioCipher user prior to installing this latest version, your VST3 and audio component files will update automatically. So let's just take a look at where those plugin files are located. Start by opening a Finder window, and at the top select Go, hold down the Option key and open the Library menu. Then select Library, Audio, and Plugins. And here you'll see Components, with AudioCipher listed as an audio component, and a VST3, which also contains AudioCipher. Let's set up AudioCipher as a plugin in Logic Pro. Logic supports audio component files for plugins and will automatically scan your system's audio library for component files when you launch Logic. To confirm that it has detected AudioCipher, begin by clicking on Logic Pro at the top, go to Settings, and open the Plugin Manager. You can search through the full list of audio component files here, or do a manual search for AudioCipher in the top right, but the easiest way to track it down is by looking in the manufacturer list here. If you see AudioCipher Technologies, you can check out the file and confirm that it's ready to go. If you're not seeing it here, we recommend doing a full audio unit reset to completely rescan your device for audio components. Keep in mind you will need to restart Logic Pro if you do this. We recommend starting your Logic session with 2 software instrument tracks. One of these will be for AudioCipher, and the other one is a different virtual instrument, so that way you can pull MIDI out of AudioCipher and test it in the context of your track. So in this case, I've just pulled up a sort of music box patch through Labs. And then lastly, we recommend a blank audio track, so you can pull audio out of AudioCipher and into Logic Pro. Let's begin by adding AudioCipher to this blank software instrument track. So we'll need to click on the track, come down to Instrument, and select AudioCipher. Now we can open the MIDI generator, and let's put together a chord progression. So now let's start in the MIDI generator, and we can put together a chord progression to test out. So let's just adjust some of these default settings. So I'll switch this to maybe E Dorian with 7th chords, and we'll type in Logic, and we can convert that into MIDI notes and play it back here in AudioCipher to make sure that the chord progression sounds good. It's something we want to use in the session. Okay, that sounds good, and now that we're ready to pull it into Logic, we can click and hold the Drag to MIDI button, and I'm going to drop this straight on this Labs track so we can hear it on that music box instrument. Depending on your preferences in Logic, you may be prompted to import the tempo information with the new MIDI clip. So just keep in mind that there may be some discrepancies if you have a different tempo in AudioCipher compared to your session tempo. So now the same chord progression that was generated in AudioCipher is ready to go with this Labs plugin. So let's go ahead and play that back. Keep in mind you don't need to use exactly what AudioCipher generates for you. We recommend using it as a starting point to inspire new ideas or test new chord voicings that you may not have thought of otherwise. In this case, maybe we like the chord progression, but we just want to open the voicings a little bit. So we can select a few notes and adjust their placement. And now we've opened the voicing up a little bit more, so let's play that back. When you're happy with your updated MIDI, we recommend exporting it so that you can then load it into AudioCipher and create a new card so you can come back to it later or repurpose it. To export a MIDI file, use the keyboard shortcut Option-Command-E. You may be prompted to adjust the placement of your tracks so that they land right on the downbeat. And we recommend saving this in a dedicated MIDI folder on your device so that it's easy to locate. So I'll just call this Logic MIDI and save it. So now let's return to AudioCipher and create a card for this chord progression. So if we open the MIDI generator, you'll see that everything is still configured here. And if we click the New Card button, this will generate a card in the card view. You'll see it has taken on the title Logic to match the word that we use to generate our chords. And then there's already a MIDI file here. So this is the original chord progression that AudioCipher generated, but let's go ahead and add the one that we edited. To upload a new MIDI file, click Add Files and do a quick search for that MIDI file. So once you've tracked it down, click Open, and now you'll see that it has been added here to the MIDI files list. Now we can do the same thing for audio. So maybe we want to export the sound of this chord progression using our Labs instrument. So if we right click and select Export as Audio Files, we can then export this. And again, we recommend saving this in a dedicated audio file on your device so it's easy to track down. Now that we've saved the audio file, we can take the same approach and select Add Files in AudioCipher. Now we can add that file, and it shows up here in the list of audio files on this card.